Fox down on Skype. Just wanted to show you guys we are in the TCM versus FaZe matchup. Also going to keep the NV1 up on the right-hand side of your screen so you guys can see that one. I didn't think I wanted to take you away from that one, as it's a pretty good game. I mean, why would I show you overtime and then not actually tell you what happens? But Fox, this FaZe versus TCM match, really excited for this one. FaZe definitely, I think, has one of the strongest rosters in Call of Duty at this point in time with, getting Zuma and Hook. Definitely think they're going to be a contender as the year goes on.
Most definitely, but TCM can't be forgotten. We see Gunshi, Shane, and Moose, or specifically Shane and Moose, some amazing AR plays coming out of those two more often than not. We're seeing them run subs in this game, though, I believe. Moose, let's see what he's running. Yeah, we're seeing 4 subs out of TCM right now, though. But still strong TCM squad, but I think we can definitely say this is in FaZe's favor.
Oh, without a doubt. I think FaZe, as we get closer to the next event, and I know season playoffs and UMG and what's coming up next, definitely think this FaZe team is going to be one that's going to be near that Optic Gaming Denal area. Really going to be able to contend for a championship. I think they have all the parts. Zuma, very aggressive player, a lot like Attach. You have Hook, who's kind of this floaty slayer, likes to just float around the map. Then you have Enable and Slasher, definitely have proven themselves at events before. Going to be fun to watch these guys play. I definitely think they're a Dark Horse team that could actually steal an event coming up in the next few months. Enable on your screen. He's going to take the last few seconds. Let's go over, though, on Jerd. Jerd going to be in the next hill. If TCM can hold this, they'll actually put themselves up by a nice margin. And this is one of the hills, Fox, that's easier to hold on this map.
Yeah, I can definitely agree. And Jerd's in that spot that really makes that so. Like, it's such an easy spot to hold. You just got to wait. And this is like the last corner that people get to look into because there's so many other corners to sit in. There's so many different spots you can hold up towards the top part of blue here. And you see, we finally saw him get taken out because he decided to jump out of it. But it is a very easy hill to hold. You can definitely get a lead, a strong lead, if you're on this hard point right here.
Yeah, without a doubt, you can get a nice lead. If you can just rotate over towards this one, the blue hill, and then if you can rotate over towards green flat after this one, definitely think you can get a big lead. But kills just being traded inside the hard point. Jerd still alive somehow for TCM inside this one. Finally going to be taken out by Hook. He's going to drop. Zuma's going to drop as well. Just so much battles going down inside this blue hill right now. Gunshi, last one alive, though, in the hill. Going to hold it for TCM as it looks like they're going to be down by only about 5 points going into this next one. But it's going to be FaZe controlling green plat right off the start.
Yeah, for that last hard point, it did not look like there was a single second, except for maybe like the very last one where there wasn't a TCM player in the hard point, except for when Hook was holding it off the very beginning of the rotation. But TCM climbing back into this game on the last hard point.
Yeah, they're definitely making a huge comeback into this game, and it's really the Jerjo for them. Starting out 15 and 11. Moose really struggling, 5 and 10. Going to jump on board with him in a little bit, see what's going on there. 5 and 11 right now. But Jerd does a fantastic job of really everything. I was one of the better players, I thought, in Black Ops 2. Kind of King Jerd. He's like the European version of Crim6. Coming into this game, you've seen, his movement is so good compared to a lot of these other players. Definitely think, once this team gets settled into an American playstyle, which they kind of are, they're starting to go on the up and up in the league. Definitely going to see good things out of TCM.
Yeah, very clearly. Whoa, Zuma with 2 team kills on the hard point. That cannot look good for FaZe. And still, Hook is going to hold the hard point. Hook's definitely one of those players where he'll come out on top no matter, even if the odds are against him, he'll make some kind of crazy play and make something happen. But all 4 FaZe going to go down on this next hard point. Score is tied up with still 6 minutes to go, so it's still anybody's game. But with FaZe going 4 down right there, I think we can expect TCM to still hold this hard point.
Yeah, I brought up the minimap actually just to show where FaZe spawn, as they all spawn out on different corners of the map. Hook on your screen trying to get control of this middle hill, but TCM doing a nice job getting control of this. So TCM's going to be able to take a little bit of a lead here. 30 seconds left on this middle hard point. Should be able to hold this for a considerable amount of time. I mean, you're going to have to get players to flood into this hill besides Jerd. It's actually going to be FaZe who's able to break it. But, every time we see FaZe break a hill, they're not able to hold it for an extended period of time. It seems that, TCM floods right back in, able to break it.
Yeah, they've been doing such a great job of just flooding the hill no matter what the circumstances. And then they get 4 down so quickly. Look at these spawns right here. Players on the FaZe squad are still around square, and we saw all of TCM spawning in red. And it looks like we got some moves going on towards circle here, which is the next hard point. Gunshi in the corner with the sub. Another player as well in the hill with him. So they should have no problems holding this hard point down as FaZe pushes in 1 at a time. And if Zuma can't go bigger, that's not going to pay off for them. And he does not go big.
No, yeah, and this is the one thing about FaZe that could definitely kind of throw this team off, is if they start to try and make too many individual plays. And definitely going to see how teamwork evolves with this this squad over the next month or two, definitely think that's going to be a huge portion of their success. I mean, if they can develop good teamwork and they can play as an actual team and just not individuals, I think the sky's the limit for these guys.
Yeah, so we're going to see TCM spawning around red, deciding to rotate through green to this hard point. I think we're all going to see them collapse on this hill at once. Definitely playing this a lot better than FaZe did when they were trying to break the hard point. You see how they all challenge together and as a unit, and so they have control of this hard point in the last 20 seconds. Shane getting some pretty nice kills on the hard point. Oh, timing was not with him there. He could have gotten that kill on ice just as he looked away. Zuma's going to pick up a 2-piece, holding the scrap time on the first hard point in this rotation.
Yeah, Hook's going to be the first one to rotate to the next hill, but he's going to get taken out. I'm going to go on board with Slasher, starting off a little slow here. 15 and 23. Slasher's really been the player that's kind of set FaZe apart. As we see Zuma, he just jumps off the map. Not a smart play right there out of Zuma.
That was a strategy, bro. A strategy too, clearly.
Now, there's no strategy to jumping off the map. That just means you stink. Slasher's going to try and push this hill with the bow, but he's the player that's going to have to be the difference maker for this team. I mean, we saw it when Slasher gets hot, we saw at the Columbus Open, they're able to make runs in these tournaments. I mean, he's really the dominant player for this team. If he can get hot with his bow, this team can contend with anybody, but starting off here a little slow, 17 and 23. Really, the way they're able to stay in this one is, Moose really struggling for TCM. I mean, Moose was playing how we've seen Moose play, and Slasher struggling. This is probably a blowout in TCM's favor.
Yeah, and just the fact this is such a close game, and really the only reason TCM would not be doing as well as they should be is just because Moose struggling a little bit. But once he picks it up, like you said, this could definitely be a landslide victory. As we see FaZe is actually going to be the first to rotate this hard point. And as we just said, it's a very easy hard point to hold, especially with the positioning coming out of this FaZe squad now. Seeing one player spawn in green, that will be Enable, who spawned very close to the other player that was coming from red to green. They're still sniffing him out. Enable never checked his back, and he's going to get shot now. Two FaZe players still on the hard point, Hook and Zuma, pushing out the last TCM player that was Moose, and now they're going to be pushing in from purple. It doesn't look like it's going to be very successful as they spawn even further back purple and yellow. Yeah,
and Hook able to pick up 2 kills right there. Only a grenade able to take him out. His shot is so accurate. It's insane to think that he is only 15 years old. I mean, I was not that good when I was 15.
Oh, absolutely not. I completely understand. It's so crazy that Hook is just able to, like, the only thing that was working against him this year is that he wasn't old enough to for COD Champs. And as soon as COD Champs is over, he's on FaZe. Everybody wants Hook.
If he was eligible for COD Champs, he would have been on a very good team going into that event. Definitely,
for sure. Who wants to give up Hook?
Right, definitely one of the better players in Advanced Warfare. Slasher's going to jump into the hill, pick up a 2-piece, but a lot like the first rotation, not seeing lots of good time on that blue hill. FaZe able to win it by a considerable margin, but still not the full 60 you would have imagined they would like to have gotten. And it's going to be TCM. They're going to get to green plat first. So now you're basically just going to trade the time you got back on that first one. You see there's nobody close to the hill for FaZe at this moment in time.
Yeah, big gunfight going down on green right now. That individual push coming from that FaZe player is going to be punished, and FaZe is now going to be spawning towards Eskies. We're going to see some floods through red. Hook's probably going to win a gunfight here because that's what Hook does when he's on the hill, and he kills one player, going for the second. He's probably going to pre-fire for this double jump here. 2-piece come out of Hook. As I said, put him at whatever disadvantage you want. Hook is going to maintain control.
Yeah, he's getting flooded from both sides, though. He's going to need some teammate support there shortly, and it's going to go on board with Slasher. He's taken out. Zuma, he's going to be stacking the hill with Enable. Would have liked to see one of them try and push that out. He's going to be taken out. Jerd doing a nice job trying to lock this down for TCM. He's going to drop. Gunshy's going to drop as well. Slasher picking up a big 2-piece. And look at this. Looks like it's going to be TCM. Ooh. They're going to start rotating over towards this middle hill. It's going to be a little bit too late, though, as FaZe already in there controlling that.
Yeah, I was going to say, this hill, the first gunfight is definitely going to go in favor of FaZe. All of TCM tried to go through ice there, and they all got put down. And we're already seeing Jared team kill, only able to get 1 kill. Gets a 2-piece after his team kill, making up for it, but Hook is going to take him out as well. TCM's now flooding this hill just as well as they have been this entire game. Only really one bad noticeable push, and it would be the initial push on this hard point. 30 seconds after this game, it's looking like it's mathematically impossible for TCM to come back from this one.
Yeah, it's going to be FaZe, going to close this one out. They did a very nice job, and you see what this team is capable of with the pressure from Zuma and Hook. 38 and 34 with 17 captures for Hook. Zuma going to go 35 and 34 with 10 caps. Slasher doing a nice job turning it on towards the end with 10 caps of his own. Enable doing a nice job in the slaying department, but saw a lot of good things out of TCM. They kept it close, had an opportunity to win that one, just couldn't win those gunfights to give them extended period of time on those hills.
Yeah, and that last hard point, they decided to push. There were 3 players that tried to go through ice to square, and they all got shot down. They were all lined up so easily for FaZe to all just collapse on. They all came in from red. One player came in from purple side, all in the square. They just had to look down that one single lane and kill all those players, and then they spawned out.
No, without a doubt, 100% agree. Jerd with a very nice game as well, 40 and 35. Moose got off to that rough start, as we talked about. I think he was like, what, 5 and 16 at one point. He gets off to a better start. Game definitely would have been different. But FaZe going to go 1-0 in this series versus TCM. When we come back from this quick commercial break, we're going to have game number 2. Stay tuned.